Hi, I'm Catherine Bonner. I'm the founder of Women of Passionate Purpose International, and I'm excited to share some kind of personal time with you today. I just had Demetria and Christine together with me. We were Skyping, and Christine was over at my house, and we were planning for things, and we were having all kinds of techie problems, and but we were still together. But it made me think about how it is that we can sometimes get away from who we really are wanting to be or what we're supposed to be doing. And just because we were having some techie problems in that moment, we weren't really able to connect. And it got me to thinking about having other kind of techie problems. Not necessarily techie, so to speak, but when you think about different issues or anything that arises in your life, what is it that takes you away from what your plans were? There's so many things that go on in our lives that keep us from really being and doing all that we really feel like we're supposed to be doing. And, sometimes I think when we go through life, some of the things that are in us that are supposed to rise up and give life, we're supposed to give life to, I think they get buried. And I talked about that in my prior email. I wrote about it, actually, and talked about the buried treasure that is inside of all of us. And sometimes we don't even know that we have these treasures living within us because we have life going on. And we have things that bombard us, or maybe somebody spoke something into us that is really not a truth. And I shared with you that I became an artist, and I had no idea that I had that inside of me. In fact, I was the person that always said, no, I can't do that. I'm not an artist. I can barely do stick figures. And you know what? That was my truth. It really was. I believed that. And I wonder how many of us are walking around with that same kind of mentality day in and day out, like I was. And I'm learning to become more of an explorer and one who likes to discover and take chances and say, let me try it before I say I can't. I'm also, another passion that I'm leaning into that I've never done before is really getting in touch with my body temple and discovering foods that I thought I would never eat. I ate the orange peel today. I smushed it all up inside my NutriBullet and drank it. And it was real tangy. But there's so many things that we really allow ourselves to get stifled instead of being who we really are created to be. And I believe that God has called us to become more and more and more. I believe that we limit God, we limit ourselves, we limit what we're able to do. And I really want to see you become a Philippians 4:13 woman. And that scripture, it says, if I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. What does that mean for you? What does that really mean for you? Because if you really contemplate that, there's nothing that we can't do if He's called us to it. And so I really want to challenge you to become a Philippians 4:13 woman. I want you to begin to say, I can, instead of I can't. There's so much that limits us, even ourselves. We can limit ourselves by saying, oh, I can't do that, or I'm not a singer, I'm not a painter, I don't have that kind of talent. Maybe it's not your number one talent, but maybe there's some absolute joy that's supposed to be there for you that's been stifled and buried. And maybe some unknown pirate, whether it's your own negative self-talk, or maybe it was a child in school that told you something about yourself that you went ahead and latched onto as truth, and it's really not. Maybe it's time to let that go. I want to encourage you to become and say that you are a Philippians 4:13 woman, that you truly want to do and be all that God has called you to do and be. And I'm finding it to be an absolute blessing in my life. And I don't want to limit God. I don't want to limit whatever He has for me. And sometimes I think we worry about what other people are going to think. That's kind of the pirate in our lives too, that takes our treasure and buries it down into the deep, dark sea. Well, I want to encourage you to get that back out. Dust off those gems that are inside of you and start the discovery process again. Maybe you want to circle up with WIPI, Women of Passionate Purpose International, and take our free Ignite Your Life in 30 Days course. It's right here on the website. You can see it on the newsletter. And download it for free. Ignite your life over the next 30 days. Maybe you want to become a Whippy Chick member and really take your business or your writing or your dreams to the next level. Maybe you want to take our upcoming course, Ignite the Dreamer Within. It's really cool. We have some amazing women that you'll circle up with, and we're all in this beautiful place of dreaming and discovering and doing. So I want to invite you to dream, discover, and do. Be a dreamer who does, not a dreamer who doesn't.